Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. And I think we've got a decent bit to talk about today, right? Obviously, in the wake of yesterday's earnings, we're seeing a little bit of de-risking in equities today, as well as crypto ahead of the election. We will talk about all of that and more. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max, and we should be joined by Tucker here in just a little bit as well. But I hope you all had a great week thus far. It's kind of hard to believe, not just that it's already Thursday, guys, but it's the end of October. Happy Halloween, by the way, to everybody who celebrates. Haven't been quite as passionate about Halloween since I was younger, but I remember when I was younger, it was probably my favorite holiday growing up. So if you do have kids and you're celebrating Halloween later today, have fun with that. I'm sure that will be very enjoyable. But before we can start talking about charts, guys, before we can stop waffling about Halloween and everything else that's kind of occurring in the background, I'm going to ask if you guys can smash that like button, slam the like button for us. It is Thursday. We are almost here at the end of the week, and we always really appreciate when you guys can hit that like button for us. Didn't push you on it yesterday, might push you on it a little bit today. You might see some soybeans, maybe not. I guess we'll see. Hopefully not. I'd love to look at nothing but the charts today, though. So make sure to hit that like button for us, and we will do our best to cook you up some delicious alpha as we get ready to head into the end of the week. But yeah, I mean, we are getting a little bit of red across the board today, right? Something that we talked about, I think, on some of the streams over the past few days, as well as we talked about it in our Discord as well, is what you typically see over the past few elections is just a little bit of de-risking about 2 or 3 sessions before the election. And I do think we're kind of right at that sweet spot now, right 3 sessions away from the election day, which is Tuesday. So we are seeing that in equities, right? And that will mechanically bring volatility higher, which has kind of a correlation impact on the rest of the market. So that's kind of what we're seeing today, as well as the fact that you're lacking supportive flows until essentially next week. This is, I don't think this red day should be particularly surprising. You throw in yesterday, which is a great narrative, a great backdrop for crypto to kind of trade similarly with equities, right? Coinbase earnings kind of disappointed, but let's talk about MicroStrategy's earnings as well, because when we were talking about that on stream yesterday and doling out predictions for kind of what our expectations were, you know, I was saying I just knew MicroStrategy would be buying or announcing that they'd be buying a lot of Bitcoin. Did I think they would be announcing they were going to buy $42 billion worth of Bitcoin? No. Let me be clear. I absolutely did not expect that. But I do think that Michael Saylor is an absolute madman for doing that. And of course, I imagine that MicroStrategy stock will, over time, absolutely benefit from something like that, right? I'm curious to see what the short-term impact of announcing that you're buying effectively like 80% or yeah, like 80% of Bitcoin of your current, or like worth of Bitcoin of your current market cap. But we'll talk about that, of course, on this show, and of course the implications that will mean for the rest of the market. But yeah, just some general de-risking that we're seeing right now. I think Bitcoin still looks absolutely fantastic above 68K. Altcoins are still, in my opinion, going to be dragged up kicking and screaming. I know we had a huge candle from ETH Bitcoin yesterday, but we pretty much retraced it in its entirety. So I am still expecting Bitcoin to lead this market higher. From an altcoin perspective, I think what that looks like is Sol and probably Sol memes continuing to steal a majority of the bid. But yeah, you know, we'll see how we continue to trade into the election, but I'm going to maintain that after the election, you're probably going to see a huge crush on volatility, which will be inherently bullish for markets. But how are we doing, guys? Happy Thursday. Happy Halloween. And are we dressing up as anything tonight? Probably not, but I figured I'd ask anyway. And what are you guys seeing in the markets?
Yeah. Hey, Tommy. Hello, Tucker. Dude, Michael Saylor's a giga chad. Like all these little wimpy guys out here are scared of their like little pullbacks on their shit coins, and Michael Saylor's just like, 42 billion, the 21-21 plan. Just going to keep aping Bitcoin. Like I think he wants to own like 20% of all of the Bitcoin in existence. I think he's just going to keep going. Like he'll never stop, man. Like it's just going to be a perpetual debt offering of some sort to buy more Bitcoin until the whole thing becomes a house of cards somehow, some way, you know. But he's a Giga Chad, man. He's absolutely awesome. It's a funny comment, Barry. I don't know what I'm dressing up as. I think I'm going to a Halloween party tomorrow, but it's like a kid's one. So it's like I have a 16-month-old. So I think it's like for the kids. So I'm
no
sure
edgy costumes.
What's that?
No edgy costumes.
No, definitely not. No edgy costumes. I was gonna dress up as Magic Mike, but I figured that probably wouldn't be appropriate. So I know my son is dressing up as a banana because it's his favorite food. So he's gonna freak out when he looks in the mirror and he's a banana because like he lives for bananas, man. He wakes up and he needs to have his favorite food every morning. So he's gonna be a yellow banana. It's gonna be pretty funny. He's got a little hat and everything. I don't know. I'm sure my wife has something for me. It's probably just like, I don't know, a hat and a shirt or something. But anyways, I digress. Guys, markets are doing nothing. You know, I know everybody's freaking out about this huge pullback that we're having today, but I really don't think it's too bad. Like this is one of those moves where like let's draw a volume profile from the point of origin to where we're currently at. And we'll just take a look at this, right? This was a pretty there were some gaps in this chart. Like it was a thin move. And mainly if we go back here before we just dropped, like this is the problem right here. So we had this accumulation lead to expansion. It's a terrible arrow, but you get the point. But the problem here is you kind of had this whole inefficiency, right? And it was this area right here where we just kind of gapped up. And my hope was that, you know, somehow we could rip before the election and like hold this demand right here. That was my hope, right? Because I want the bears to be sidelined and coping, right? Like they have had every chance to buy in this market, but they have refused to do so. And I don't want them to get the perfect pullback because they don't deserve to get the perfect pullback. Okay. They simply don't. So we've now dropped into this little slot, as you can see right here. So we're filling in this void in the chart. There's a few other ones down here that really are not too bad. This was the problem right in here. So we're now in this little slot right in here.
Max, put it on the 1 hour. Put it on the 1 hour. Yeah. In the slot. Put it on the 1 hour and draw the FVG. That's all
you want me to literally draw the FVG?
Yeah, where you put all that.
All my squiggle?
Yeah. Draw
I can.
Right there. Draw it.
It's this.
With the midline. With the midline.
That's the only way I would ever draw it, Tucker.
Good man. Ooh.
So this was your kind of problem here locally. So I don't know. This is fine. Here's what I want to avoid. Not because I think it's problematic for Bitcoin going higher, but again, because for my own reasons, I don't want these greedy bears that have been sitting here sidelined to get the opportunity to buy and have a good entry. They don't deserve it. Like they had a chance to buy here. They had a chance to buy here, had a chance to buy here, had a chance to buy here, had a chance to buy here. And I don't want them to get the perfect pullback. I don't. And the perfect pullback for them is going to be this, because this is the point of origin of that move. All right. So this is mega demand right here. And just a reminder, if anybody says mega demand, they owe me 10 cents. So it was 5 cents, but the price went up. So what I want to avoid is them getting their perfect fill. Not that it's a problem for Bitcoin. They could totally do this. We have the election coming up. I'm sure there's some hedging, you know, whatever. I just don't want them to get their fill. You know, I mean, do you guys think that the bears that have been sitting here watching the entire time deserve a perfect retest? Do you? I don't.
Definitely not, and definitely not on other stuff like Soul. Like, it just needs to keep going up here, honestly. Needs to. Yeah, no, they don't deserve it, Max. They don't deserve it.
I wouldn't like to see a retest of 68, 69K for that reason, right? It should be, we should be in the beginnings of a lockout trend on Bitcoin, based on the moves that we're seeing in Bitcoin dominance, as well as where Bitcoin USD is currently trading. Like, this should be the area where Bitcoin gives that huge candle higher rather than continuing to chop up, in my opinion.
It should literally be like this. Like, this should be about, like, I would say I want to see, at like worst case would be like front running. This is as much as I'll give the bears right here. Would be like this. Like, I want this high to be front ran right here. So you certainly don't get your mega demand, and you don't even really get this high. You just kind of go to like 70 or 69.8 worst case. And like everybody's just left chasing it, you know, because Tommy, you said this a long time ago, and I think it's profound. If you get the perfect pullback, it's usually not so perfect, right? Or the trend is not as strong as you would prefer it to be, right? When you're entering an environment with a really strong trend, you don't get that textbook pullback. You're kind of forced to take these little piddly ones, like take what the market gives you. And I want them to have to take this, like, nice pullback today. Congratulations. Congratulations on your little pullback after Bitcoin literally ripping from like 49 to 73 in like 2 months. Little over 2 months. Congrats on your pullback. I guess it's over. Now take it. You don't get the perfect pullback.
I think a lot of why we're selling today has very little to do with equities and a lot to do with the fact that coin is nuking.
Yeah, I did not I did not love those earnings from yesterday. I mean, like you said, right? Like, they probably set their expectations a little high for Q3, right? But because we looked at it, I'm pretty sure it was Coinbase, maybe it was Hood, but it was like quarter over quarter, they were still, their EPS was getting better, right? So I think they just screwed up their expectations, honestly. But
It was just a tough quarter for crypto, right?
yeah,
Like, Q3 was very much, I mean, it was obviously, we had the Japan nuke right smack dab in the middle of the quarter that really hurt altcoin speculation.
Are you referring to when Japan liquidated themselves?
Yes, they probably made money in the run up to that, the first, like, kind of Trump speaking at the Bitcoin conference, and then I'm sure a bunch of people lost money after that, but it's been very choppy in the wake of that. So, I mean, Q3 wasn't going to be super positive for coin, and we're seeing today a Coinbase discount versus something like Binance. So I do think to some degree we're probably selling off on majors today, not necessarily because of the correlation with equities, but because Coinbase is nuking a little bit. So I'd like to see that chart find support. But I'm also going to continue to reiterate that I think the best vehicle, if you're bullish on crypto and want to speculate to the upside on a stock, other than MicroStrategy, of course, that's self-explanatory, is going to be Robinhood. And I think that Robinhood will continue to probably take market share from Americans in crypto away from Coinbase.
I agree with you. And guys, here's just kind of a visual of what Tommy's talking about here. This is Q3, right? So Coinbase down below, Bitcoin up top. Tough environment for retail to endure. So I don't know. My hope was like, hey, I mean, and here's the thing. I still think structure looks fine. Like, here's kind of your demand zone for Coinbase, right? Just drawing it really, really quickly. I think it looks fine. And then kind of even like tightening it up a little bit. Even if you came down here, like, you got some demand down there. So hopefully we can hold, and this doesn't matter. But yeah, Q3 earnings was clearly a miss for Coinbase because this is the trading environment that they endured. So
Yeah.
I mean, the real Coinbase now isn't Coinbase. It's kind of Sol. Wouldn't you guys say that like the place where most people go to speculate on altcoins anymore is on chain on Sol?
I mean, if you're crypto native, yeah, right. But if you don't know how to use I mean,
Institutional altcoin speculation is probably more likely to happen on Coin.
You mean like on their platform,
right?
Yeah.
I wonder how much Michael Saylor paid Coinbase in fees.
Dude,
in Q3.
I bet he has I bet he's got a very, very favorable fee structure though. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I bet it's
got like a diamond, platinum, plus.
Yeah,
oh, yeah. I mean, I bet it's like maybe like 10 basis points or something like that. Like, or even lower. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's such a fraction of a fraction,
like 1 basis point, probably.
Do you guys think Taylor limits in, or do you think he just hits the market?
Oh, no, bro, he markets in like a Chad.
Yeah. Come on.
Never let another man fill you, Tommy. We've been over this. Do you think Saylor let another man fill him? No. Saylor takes.
I just know Saylor wakes up, probably slams a coffee and some cocaine, and then immediately starts market buying Bitcoin.
Dude, he's a giga Chad. I love Michael Saylor, man. Do you know how great it would be to have Michael Saylor on the market check panel every day?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He'd be like, yeah, it looks like we're gonna pull back a little bit here. He's like, shut the fuck up.
I'm in one chair, Tucker. Chair gonna pull back.
How many chairs are you sitting in right now?
Oh man.
Let's talk about MicroStrategy a little bit though.
Tucker, you want to share your chart, bro?
Yeah, I got you. 1 second.
I mean, I can share mine. I just feel like you're the chart guy.
I got you. Hang on.
Sorry, Tommy, I cut you off. What?
No, I figured we'd talk about MicroStrategy because, my first reaction to what Saylor had to say is two things, right? Like, first, he's buying $42 billion worth of Bitcoin. Holy. The second one is that's like 80% of MicroStrategy's current valuation. So does that dilute the stock in any way? Would be my second question.
So it's over the next 3 years. And I don't know if they explained like the timing, like do they scale in slowly? Is it like weighted heavier towards like the end of the 3 years? Like I can only assume that they're probably planning on Bitcoin tripling from here in value at least over that period of time. So if Bitcoin triples, MSTR is going to, well over $1,000 at this rate. So when the time comes for that offering, I imagine the valuation of MicroStrategy will probably be much different than it is right now.
Dude, this looks like an altcoin on ETH.
Dude, it looks better than an altcoin on ETH. All my altcoins on ETH are doing nothing.
I mean, just the Dev G did CTO time.
Yeah. Bitcoin CTO to MSTR.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, dude, Michael Saylor's such a giga Chad, man. He's just like, look at this thing, man. Look at this thing.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, this is what the Bitcoin chart's gonna look like, though.
What is Michael Saylor's net worth these days? Does anybody know? Like, is he climbing up there? He's got to be pushing deca billions at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can Google it.
I know, but how like real time is that going to be? Because like his net worth probably fluctuates like $500 million a day.
It's saying 6.6 billion,
but it could be 7 billion within the hour. It's like just
they're saying 61 for CZ. I think that is criminally low.
There's no way.
He's the
richest man in the world.
Yeah, and it's not even close.
I remember having this conversation last year with you guys about CZ's wealth, and he might be the richest man in the world. Might not all be liquid, but paper wealth. We have no idea the extent of his involvement in so many of these Binance altcoins. and really just high FDV altcoins that are still trading at like 10 to 15 billion. How much of a stake do you think he has in those that he probably hasn't even disclosed? So I think that, especially after this run up, are you kidding me? CZ is definitely worth well over $100 billion.
Yeah, and he's just gonna full stack some of these altcoins.
But
So
here's the thing about the illiquid argument. That same thing applies to every billionaire on the planet. Like, how do you value some of these guys' companies? They're worth $100 billion or $50 billion. It's all in equity within some publicly owned or privately owned businesses. It's not liquid, right? It's not like you have cash. So, I mean, I think CZ's probably, I mean, if he's not worth 100 billion now, he will be by the end of this cycle. So,
for
I
sure,
mean, he's the godfather of crypto, man. He's the godfather. He controls it. It's time for him to start bidding, though, for real.
CZ's just been like, I think, relaxing and enjoying himself over the past few weeks. When everybody was saying, yeah, he's going to get out of prison, he's just going to do nothing but hit the market buy button. And I was kind of in that camp too. But I mean, shout out to him for enjoying life after prison, I guess. But he needs to pump BNB.
Yes, he does. Yeah, what do you guys think about BNB here? I mean, I still think it's probably good above here, you know.
I think everything's just waiting on Bitcoin making a new high, man. Like it's really that simple. In my view, is that alts are going to get dragged up, kicking and screaming, whether they like it or not, when Bitcoin finally goes into price discovery. And until then, they're just going to get whipsawed locally. So, I mean, I really feel like this can't go on much longer. This can't go on much longer for everybody's sanity, and just seasonally, they're going to send this thing. So, Bitcoin's going to go into price discovery, and alts are going to get dragged up, and then suddenly they're going to start outperforming Bitcoin. But that might be another 2 to 4 weeks or something like that.
And this chart's fried too. Absolutely fried. It's over. Hang on, let's zoom in. Yeah, it's over.
Tucker, put it in log, bro. It looks better in log.
The alpha max. The alpha was non-log in March, and you remember?
Nah, I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
alpha was non-log, right?
I have no recollection of this conversation.
Shmiko top, bro.
Never heard of this before.
Oh my god, Tommy knows. All right. What does this look like? This looks like the Bitcoin chart.
I was about to say it looks like the Bitcoin chart.
Yeah, and I've seen all the bears, just do one of these where it's just a.
Look, I'm not going to fade Tether.
Yeah.
Like there can be any other bear.
This is dominance. This isn't market cap. This is just dominance.
Didn't you see that the Wall Street Journal was reporting that there's an investigation, Tommy? Did you not see that?
I did see that. I've been watching the Coinbase spreads on stable coins pretty closely for like a week now because of that. I consider it wasted time, but
the Coinbase spreads.
It's wasted time until it's not.
Yeah.
Until suddenly you're one of the first to notice a stable coin depegging. Then it's not wasted time.
I mean, we kind of casually identified the cryptos VIX or Friday, I think it was, on the GigaChad call. I don't know if you guys remember the pair, but we did identify it.
Any way I draw this, it's exceedingly bearish. Look at every single one of these lines, man. Cooked. It's just.
So where's the target then if it's cooked?
Well, I think first you're gonna hit this. Let's get rid of some of these other ones. First you're probably gonna hit that like 4%, but really you're probably coming down to like the 2s down in here. So I think you got a flush here. See ya. Something like that. What's the timing on that? That's too long. That's gonna take too long, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Charlotte's cooked.
I've got a decent tether dominance chart I'm going to show you. Sorry, I just Tommied the chart from you, but you know, it's cold world out there.
Look at this. He said Will is now behind a paywall called BB Gold membership. Now it's worth it to listen to the calls.
It's true.
And you guys can have a discounted version of the BB Gold membership if you also purchase it with the BB terminal.
Ooh.
Wait, what? You can? Is that real?
Not a discount code, but yeah, I mean the terminal is cheaper if you buy it.
Oh, I see it.
With it.
Yes, this is true. This is true. We smartly thought ahead and packaged it perfectly for maximum value.
Maximizing shareholder value.
True. True.
Dude, TradingView cheated my chart, but it's fine. We're going to use this one instead. It'll work. It will work. I think there's a chance we can come all the way down here, bro.
Was that 1.9?
This is sub 2%, bro. This is sub 2%. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of people aren't, and I'm not saying this is you, I'm just saying a lot of people are not, like, they're not acknowledging the significance of this trend line right here. I'll make it thicker. Like, this trend line breaking down, it was clearly a valid trend line, right? I mean, you can see how many tops it called. It called June of 2019. It called the first top in 21. It called the second top, 69K. And then when we recently broke down right here in January, perfect retest, So like, I feel like a lot of people they're not recognizing the significance of this trend line breakdown. They're just kind of like, they're almost downplaying it. Like, oh yeah, I guess, this looks kind of weak. Maybe we could go back down to like 3. I'm like, nah, man. Like, we just broke down out of like a 4-year trend on Tether dominance with like basically a full cyclical reset on altcoins. Bitcoin ranged for 8 months and is trying to break out of a bull flag. I'm like, this thing really feels like it could be sub 2% to me. It really does. I'm just looking at this. I'm like, if the chart looked like this, what would you be thinking? If the chart looked like this, I'll remove the deviations for right now, right? If this was our chart, I would be looking at this like, okay, at minimum, we're going to go up and like take out this high, right? Like worst case would be like somewhere up here, just based on how this chart looks. But honestly, if we view all of this as like a giant discount, then I feel like you're going to get a move symmetrically to the other side, this swing high and this swing low.
It looks like Total 3 and others,
Yes,
I mean, like in S&P, like they all did that little thing. Now flip it real quick, just flip it back. And it also looks like Bitcoin at like 48K in March of 2022. Just that up move, that bear flag, essentially.
Let's look at it.
It's not perfect, but it looks pretty.
We'll make it perfect. More. Give me the date on that.
March of 22. The complacency shoulder. Yeah, right there. You see it.
Yeah, I see it. Of course I see it.
It's literally that. And draw like the trend line when it broke. It was just cooked.
Yeah,
I think it's literally right there before it just boom. Like
it's literally like this. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll draw like the little local trend on the lows of that little bear flag deal, like, and when it broke. Yeah, however you want to draw it. I mean, it's if you zoom in on the Tether dominance one, I think it's pretty much broken. Like,
I mean, this is precisely the same thing.
Yeah, it's just look at that. See ya. It's cooked.
Yeah, like goodbye. Sayonara.
But if you put it in linear, it is gonna.
We don't do that.
Yeah, we do.
I think my trading view is broken. I actually don't have linear functionality.
Look. Just real quick. Just look. Okay.
Makes me nauseous to look at.
I agree that your log trend line, the one that we broke, is a big deal, and it's the same thing when we will break this. Like this will break. Okay. I think it's going to be exactly what you talked about, though, right? It's going to break, and it's going to be a big deal because this thing has called like every top so far. So I put an alert on it. Whenever we get back here, it's going to be time to, open your eyes again. Not you. I'm just saying, like, probably me, honestly. Time to pay attention again whenever we do get right here, which probably won't be very long, right? Just to observe.
You know what I would hate as a bear scenario is you see the second top of last cycle where we printed, it was a higher low, and that was the top. I would hate if that trend line capped us again. It is definitely worth watching, but I genuinely don't think it's going to be the same as last cycle. Like I think yes, exactly.
It'll be that. It'll be like,
but it'll drive me crazy for like the 2 to 4 weeks that we pause at it again. It'll drive me nuts. Bitcoin will pull back from like 88 to like 72. And then I'll just be super annoyed with that trend line holding once again.
It'll be,
every man should be.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll be like March, right? Hopefully it'll be like confluent with our other, with our thesis that like mid to end of Q1 is probably when you're going to want to take risk off, and we get this, and then like you get a bounce for like 2 months in the summer, and then it just nukes again.
Here's the thing that people need to consider with this chart is even with that trend line, even if we hit that trend line again, Tether market cap has increased.
Yeah, that too.
This chart doesn't really account for the rate of change and growth of Tether's market cap. So this chart is showing Tether's percentage representation of the entire crypto asset class, and it's at like 5% right now, just over. But Tether's market cap during this pullback has gone up, right? So that move back down to that trend line could still be like a 50 or 60% move higher on Bitcoin.
No, yeah, it's going to be huge. And the more Tether market cap goes up, I mean, the better for us, right? And the less this chart has to go down for us to pump, essentially. But that's kind of like, this has to be the super cycle thesis, right? Is that this trend line breaks. Like as soon as this breaks, that is when you get your super cycle with Tether market cap going up, right? As soon like that, this is your super cycle down here.
I feel like it just becomes a question of who holds the Tether then, right? Like that Tether needs to go into coins.
Well, yeah, for sure.
I don't know who's holding all the Tether. I'm assuming it's mostly like centralized exchanges, which kind of goes hand in hand with altcoins pumping. But
I'll tell you what, it's not me. That's for sure. Not me.
Yeah, Haggard Tucker developed a pretty severe allergy to stable coins recently. He breaks out in hives, and it's bad. Yeah,
it's bad.
If he owns even a single stable coin, he can't eat for days. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a tragic story, actually.
Deploy. Yeah. Has to be out of my wallet. Deploy. Chimp. When coins
Chimp on, man. Chimp, are you gonna deny me again if we invite you on the show?
He literally asked to be on Twitter yesterday, so he better. Yeah. I don't know.
I get so many random notes. I can't even see all of them anymore. Chimp, if you want to come on, man, just let me know. Tommy can send you a link.
Oh man.
Tommy's like chuckles. I'm in danger.
Should we just put a link in the general chat in the Discord and see what happens?
No, definitely don't do that.
All right, Chimp said he'll come on. Tommy, send him a link. Let's get the Chimpinator on here.
I'm gonna slide in his DMs.
Oh, All right, guys, I'd like to apologize in advance for anything that may or may not be said by this individual.
Mm-hmm.
He speaks with a funny accent. His online personality is a cat, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But Tucker, let's maybe talk about some monthly closes because today's the last trading session of October.
Indeed.
Where would you like to see some monthly candles close?
I mean, oh man, it's much lower than where we were on the morning Discord call. Here,
It must be over then, huh?
Yeah, it must be over. There on Bitcoin, if we can just put in the highest monthly close ever, that would be great. 71.3 would be that level. 71,280. So $500 higher than here in the next 8 hours. I think we can do it, guys. I think we can do it.
And Tucker, actually, one more thing that I think is just as important is the monthly close on the soybean chart.
Oh,
No.
Yeah. We're not even at 160, guys. We're not even at 160
Wow.
likes today, guys.
Oh, man,
They only hit the like button when the market goes up.
Dude, they do. They do.
Man.
Can you denominate? Yeah, soybeans denominated in the Indian rupee. Very few. Oh man, dude, good time to swap your soybeans into some Indian cash.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Man, why does that chart look like? Just kidding.
Oh man. Oh no, we are in for it.
What's it look like,
what's
Tommy?
up, bro?
No, I was just making a joke because I say it all the time, Tucker.
What's it look like?
I don't know. I'm sure I could come up with something that fits my bias.
Yes. Wait, it's $82,000 for one soybean denominated in Indian rupees. Oh my god!
You got to bring a wheelbarrow full of Indian rupees to go buy
82,000 Indian rupees. Wow.
Yeah.
Chimp, what's up, bro?
What's up? How we doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just waffling, you know.
It's called waffling. It's not waffling. I've told
Yeah,
you.
but I like waffling better. I don't know why.
Yeah,
No.
waffling is better. It's more condescending.
No, waffling.
You know
Waffling's better.
Chimp, can I get like an elevator pitch on why I should be bullish on the crypto asset class right now from you? Would you be
Bro,
so
there's no
kind?
reason to be. I mean, look how many coins are red today. Like, who would invest in this market when things go down 5% in a day?
That's a great point. Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Like, you could go to how much of gold's like probably up today, isn't it? And it's like hardly anything.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. That is a beautiful chart. That is a beautiful chart. Keep me in that industry, not crypto. Rubbish.
Yeah, I mean, you could have held gold over the past like half decade, and you'd be up like 2.5x, or you could have bought Bitcoin and been up like 6x. So why would you buy Bitcoin? You know,
Sharp
So
ratio.
why would you want, like,
It's the
6x
sharp
when you could
ratio.
get-
I wouldn't
yeah.
expect you to know much about it, mate. It's the sharp ratio.
Yeah, look at that. You could be invested for almost 3,000 days and make 130%.
Unreal.
And base, can you divide gold by the M2 money supply, Tucker? Gold divided by M2.
I wonder if we can. No, we can't. Yeah.
You're just gonna have to, M2SL.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to divide it though. You got it. Yeah. So it's like you could basically almost track. You could almost track the debasement of your fiat, which would be cool to almost. That you're basically treading water here. So
wait, but Matt,
I got no idea. I got no idea what M2 money means. No idea what M2 means, mate. Isn't that like a Mac chip or something? Right. Okay. So get that comment off. Get that off.
Well, I just wanted you to address it while it's here. I just figure it's a good time to address this early on in the show.
The people are talking.
We need to price this in British pounds, man. That's what we need to do.
Beautiful. Yeah. Put it on. Put gold GBP on. Do it. Look at this. This will be even better. Oh, British pounds, such a good name, isn't it? Forex. Surely this is gold.
I mean, this is it. This is it. It's NGBP right here.
Oh, right.
There it is.
Oh,
2000. Yeah. Dude, that chart looks insane.
That's an up only chart.
Yeah, when you have a very weak currency,
all right,
like
all
the
right,
GBP.
all right. Do you know that we sold the bottom of we sold all our gold assets at the bottom in like 2008, and the Prime Minister was called Gordon Brown, and it's called the Brown Bottom. True story.
So your Prime Minister cheated at the bottom.
He did. He cheated the bottom.
Wow.
It's insane.
Dude,
Insane.
how many people do you think were like, oh no, it's a rising wedge, guys?
Yeah.
Just like,
Tucker,
yeah,
look at the fake breakdown in 2018 or 2019.
yeah. Study that.
Imagine that.
God, real gold bugs were in the trenches when that happened. We were in the trenches.
Gold trenches.
Mining gold.
Yeah, yeah, in the mines.
Chimp, what do you think about ETH, Chimp?
I don't know. I mean, the sentiment. I've never seen sentiment this bad on it, ever. But also, like, I don't know. You just need people to start buying it. To be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need to put everything in British pounds.
Yes, we do, Chimp. Yes, we do. This is British pounds ETH.
Okay,
Look, it's
right.
cheap,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, people need to buy it though, don't they? Like, why is no one buying it? The flows are terrible for the ETFs.
Chimp, there's rumors circulating about you right now. I feel like we should address these before we get
Why?
further into the show.
Pure
Are these
Colombian
rumors
crypto.
true? Are they substantiated?
I can't speak to whether they're true or not without a lawyer being present.
Yeah.
Whoa, Dorito. Whoa.
What do you think about ETH?
I mean, no comment. Let's just put it this way.
I just don't know. Do you think Solana will
trouble.
flip ETH?
Yeah.
Do you think Solana will flip ETH?
I think if it does, that's probably like a cycle top, so maybe much later in the cycle. So I mean, I don't know. It's easy to talk shit about ETH right now, but also seasonally, Tucker, get that.
I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
But also, like, there's seasonality at play where historically, past two cycles, ETH against Bitcoin has seriously underperformed, kind of between the halving and the election. And then typically Q1 into Q2 is pretty solid. So I have no choice but to be optimistic about it here. I think that ETH will get saved by Bitcoin going into price discovery. But I mean, it's hard to defend this chart. We have major supply above head, but we also have big support below us. So it's kind of a weird spot.
Okay, so that was election. Hang on, we gotta do this. We gotta do this, man. Where was the halving? April. Here's the problem, though. Last time, we were kind of going up from the halving to the election, and this time, we haven't been. We've been going down. Unfortunate as it is.
Can you get the tier chart on again? I love looking at the tier chart updates when I come on.
Yeah, Tia has just been such a great performer.
Yeah.
The Christmas tree.
That's a beautiful chart, isn't it? Oh god, man. Absolutely beautiful. Again,
dude, this chart's gonna do this, man. You know, Chimp, it's just gonna do this at some point. It's gonna.
Yeah, I mean, when the airdrops start flying in, people make 100 times their money back. Who's gonna be laughing, pal?
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, probably gonna do nothing for a while. Are you staking, Chimp? Are you a staker?
No, I was, and then unstaked, sold what I thought was the bottom, and then it went down another like 70%. So, pretty happy with that.
Jim, do you have any charts for us?
Do I have any charts? I'm actually on my iPad. I don't know if I can share my screen on iPad.
I don't know if you can.
So what's the deal with your cat, man? Like, I see it all over Twitter.
Yeah,
he's pretty cute. Like, he looks very like well groomed. I don't know if you're like one of those people that gives your cat like baths and brushes it like compulsively, but it's a very like attractive looking cat.
Yeah. What are you typing there? Yeah, no, he is. No, he's just naturally. Ragdolls are just very cute cats.
I have a ragdoll. I don't know if you knew this, but I have a ragdoll as well.
Do you? What's the CA?
What's this?
No,
Max,
CA.
what's your cat's name?
His name is Satoshi, but we call him Tosh.
Yes.
So
For
when
those
because
that don't know,
Bitcoin's
Satoshi's the
So
the
the
name,
ticker is
yeah.
This is the ticker then.
Oh wow, Max has been dumping his coins.
It looks kind of cooked. It looks kind of cooked. Here, I'm gonna show you a picture. I'm gonna pull him up. Tucker, you keep going. I gotta find a cute picture of him, but he's a very good looking cat as well.
I think my cat heard Chimp speaking and decided to make a few appearances on the show. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yeah, I did see.
Minutes.
Tell me, what's the contract?
Butters.
Oh no, Dev has been dumping
What is that? Oh yeah, okay.
Butters.
Someone make a pump fun. Does he know?
BB Cat Royale Rumble.
So because Bitcoin's the biggest like network in the world, we can start launching coins of all your guys' animals and run them up to trillions, right?
And like
Actually, you remember when Phantom was doing that thing where you could like make an NFT super easily? Well, I took a picture of my cat and it's listed on Magic Eden for like 1,000 SOL and nobody's bought it yet. I don't know why, but
that's a gem. That's a pure gem. Oh my god, that is a cute cat.
Took him a few years ago, so he looks a little bit older now. But yeah, he's a good looking cat. He's got this nice like giz. It's like a lion's mane. It's pretty cute. Yeah.
No, it's really cute. Yeah, good. A ragdoll, did you say?
Yeah, it's a ragdoll. Yeah.
Is he a yapper or not?
He's a little bit vocal. Yeah, like he's pretty yappy.
Sully is like the most vocal cat I've ever like encountered in my life. It is crazy.
He's probably just trying to talk trash to you. He probably doesn't like you.
Probably. I'd do the same.
Well, you know, cats meow. They don't meow at other cats usually, or at least not in the same way. So if they're meowing at you, they're trying to communicate with you.
Did the cat tell you that?
That's cat alpha.
Tommy been doing cat research, huh?
Of course.
Oh man, are we cooked, guys? We are cooked.
Oh, we're not cooked. It is just a shame that they couldn't hold it higher just today, just to get a stronger monthly close. You know?
I mean, Fetch AI is green, so we should be fine. You know,
is it going down because of the tradition? Is it the traditional markets? Is it like TradFi that's bringing us down, or what?
Yeah, the S&P's down like 1.5% today.
Okay, wow, time to panic.
oh, the gap down and sell. Wow.
The thing about
selection stuff, or what?
The thing about current equity positioning is there's a few like different contexts to point out in the end of the month, right? Like after the expiration, the second half of every month, you don't have supportive flows. Volatility is priced higher before the election than after. So I think mechanically it'll probably go higher into the election. As long as nothing happens, that should just be like 5,650, 5,700. If there is anything that causes volatility to spike a little bit more than that, it is possible that we get another bull spike. I mean, people are well hedged, but the skew is really high. So if there's something that causes like volatility to spike, it's going to be one of those things where it gets
right. Okay. No offense. Up or down. Seriously, mate. Up or down.
Down into the election, up after. How about that?
Okay.
Hey, so if this trend follows, so we're at range highs right now on the VIX, right? I would want to think that this range high probably holds, and this marks a local low on SPX. Because if you put SPX up on the bottom, Tucker, like you could zoom in more and put SPX up. Yeah, there you go. So zoom in a bit, just on the local trend, right? So go to like the 12-hour or something like that. You can see that the local lows on SPX here have corresponded to the VIX reaching this level of like low 20s. So it certainly makes sense positionally that people heading into a binary event as important as a US presidential election would cause people to basically buy these insurance policies. So my hope is that we kind of carve out a bottom and, you know, we start to see volatility. Because can you draw a diagonal trend line on the bottom of the VIX, Tucker, like the lows?
Well, we should look at what happened in the 2020 election with the VIX too. If this is really just people hedging into it.
There's usually de-risking flows, and we've been pointing it out on the show this week. Usually de-risking flows about 2 or 3 sessions before the election.
Oh,
and I think today is like 3 sessions before the election.
Well, today's the monthly close too, so
I'm going to be in Vietnam when the election happens. I'm going to stage
Vietnam.
a coup. I'm going to stage a coup, depending on who wins in Vietnam.
The Vietnamese authorities are going to see this clip, Chimp, and they're going to detain you
on arrival. All right, let's look at 2020 though, because I want to see what the VIX did in new elections. Where was it? It was
November of 2020. Wait, no, it was November 2019, right?
No, it was 2020.
Wait, 2020. Yeah, sorry, 2020.
It's kind of a little different. 2020 is a hard year to gauge because you had the COVID downtrend on vol perpetually.
I mean, okay, so the election was like the 8th or something.
You had a little bit of a move on vol like a week before that.
Boom, boom. Yeah.
So we actually made a higher high on the VIX. You can see there that spike leading into the election in 2020. You eclipsed the previous high.
If we're gonna look at it like that.
Yeah.
Are we doing TA on the VIX? Is that what we're doing?
It actually works, bro. It actually does work. Can you pull up SPX a little bit just so we can see more? Like, was there a diagonal trend line break there on SPX as well with that low? Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. So there was a little kind of fake out to the downside there on SPX.
I mean, there was like this, and then there was also like this.
I would go from that one because see, it lines up with the VIX topping in June. Right there. Yeah. So that was the 2020 election. Had kind of a little fake out.
Right now, vol is being priced about 4 points lower after the election. So
where's that information coming from?
I am regurgitating Chim Carson, who I've been listening to a lot over the last few weeks because he's been talking about this dynamic a lot.
Can we get him on the show, Tommy?
That would be sick. I'd love that.
Can you?
He was on Michael Gaia's show. Why can't he come on Market Check?
Yeah, you're the only one that could have a conversation with him, but I'd love to hear you two go back and forth.
He'd make me look like a complete idiot, but I do my best to follow what he's talking about.
There he is. What a guy. Lovely.
The only thing that would prolong uncertainty after the election is if it's not decided on election night. I have no idea what that would do to the market, but
well, I mean, we had similar stuff in 2020, didn't we? Not that it wasn't decided, but that there was, questions.
I think the context of what happened in the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021 make the transition of this election a lot more important.
Yeah,
I voted in this election for you guys because you don't need ID, do you? So I voted 1,000 times with my passport.
Wait, okay, but look, so last election there was questions. We had, whatever, January 6th, all that, and the market just went straight up in a pretty much a straight line, right? So
what about 2016?
When Trump first got in.
I mean, that was a surprise, wasn't it, as well?
It was a surprise. He was not supposed to win. I mean, that was the election was like the bottom.
Dude, look how the VIX eclipsed that previous high there as well going into the election. So we might see a VIX 25 handle with a little bit more pain and equities over the next week or two.
And then it just goes to literally zero.
And then it just trends down for a year straight.
So yeah, we should see like.
Can you draw a horizontal line on SPX from that high in July, Tucker? On SPX, like right, yeah, right there, yeah, horizontal line right there. Yeah, like maybe
I will say I don't think that volatility will end up as floored as it did after those elections, because I think even if we go higher, you're going to see a scenario where volatility will keep rising as well.
Why?
One, the structure of volatility looks super bullish, but also look at the zoom out on the S&P right now and the Nasdaq, and it's like we're on the verge or on the cusp of like a super volatile move to the upside.
Yeah, but
Because
the VIX and TradFi does
if you were
not
to
really.
rush, oh, sorry, Tucker.
I was saying the VIX and TradFi going up does not correlate with equities going up, right?
Right. I mean, it won't be like spiking, but it will be in an uptrend still. And I think that would be because you have the S&P just ripping. We've kind of seen this beach ball underwater effect from Legacy, at least in the first half of this month, where vol would be down, it would be flat, and the S&P would be green by about 0.5%. So if for whatever reason volatility were to be down like 10 to 20% in a day, you'd probably see the Nasdaq and the S&P up like 2 to 3% in one day.
So you think we're going to get VIX
that occurs
up? You think we're going to get like VIX up to flat and the S&P ripping face?
Yes.
That
yes.
would be.
I'm assuming nothing's going to happen into the election, but like that is kind of my expectation. Yeah.
Right. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. Never forget that.
Chimp is Chud Jack.
I look like him too.
All in on nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. Legit.
I mean, it's a very valid argument, right?
Like, it is.
Nothing has happened in a long time.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, something will probably happen, but
I mean, no.
I think we've got a fake. We've got a fake. We typically range like 80% of the time, right? Yeah. Nothing ever really does happen, but then when you do, like, here's the thing: you have to be positioned for that 1/5 probability of a trend, because if you miss it, then truly nothing ever happens.
Yeah. That's wise words. Wise. So maybe it's nothing ever happens, except sometimes it does.
That's a bumper sticker. That's a bumper sticker.
I was joking with a friend about this like 2 weeks ago, and he was just like, I mean, it's the whole Chud Jack effect. And I said, yeah, I know nothing ever happens. And he said, and then one day something will happen and everybody's going to be on X the whole time coping with Chud Jack memes.
Yeah.
And it's really this horrible Did we get too cocky? Did we get too cocky? I love having things happen. So funny. I like that meme. What's that meme with that one as well, where it's like there are decades where nothing happens and then there are weeks where nothing happens. I love those memes so much.
What does the Chud Jack chart look like? I'm kind of curious. That's a Bob Lax coin.
Yeah, pull up Deck Screener. There's a couple of coins I wanted to talk about actually.
Wait, is there a Chud Jack on here? Oh yeah, it is. Is this it?
Bad.
I have an aversion to want to buy anything that Bob Lax is already invested in.
Yeah, I was pretty big into Pool Party, and I don't want to talk about that ever again. How much did he raise off that soul sale? Isn't it like millions, right?
Yeah, he raised millions of dollars. The last token he launched that I remember was like Burr on Arbitrum or Base. It's literally rug to zero. You can't even buy it. So I don't feel bad like sharing it. Don't buy it. But yeah, I bought it. It went up like 2 or 3 multiples. And then the next day I was like, well, I just won't sell it because it was right after Pepe. I'm not going to sell a coin too early. And then I checked back the next day. It's down 80 or 90%. I'm like, well, Bob Laxative strikes again.
Yeah. I think he raised like 6 mil or something from this recent sale. That's crazy.
Well, what happened to the recent sale?
No, he says that you get an airdrop of his next coin or whatever because he's making a game or something. I was like, okay.
Wait, Chimp, do you think that I didn't participate in that? Because I did.
Well, I mean, I think you'll get your money back, at least initially, and more probably, but it's just a case
of... I'm going to full stack it immediately.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing with Hyperliquid.
Tommy, is that your strategy for Hyperliquid, or what are you doing?
No, I'm assuming I'm going to hold on to it Like if Bitcoin's in price discovery, I'm holding on to it 100%.
But don't you think you can do like, where's Jito? Like, don't you think you can do this and then just buy it back and then just
Tommy, people are gonna get 6-figure plus airdrops, bro. You have to partial
you
TP it.
Yeah, you have to
It-
TV. You're
okay,
gonna get
What valuation are we launching though, right? Like if it launches at 500 to 700 million, that's, I don't know if you're gonna have as much selling as you think, but if it's over like 1 to 2 billion, yeah, people are gonna sell, and I'm probably gonna be one of them selling a little bit. But
Can't you assume that it's gonna maybe look like the DYDX chart?
no, because DYDX had emissions from fees for like 2 years. I'm assuming Hyperliquid's not going to do the same thing. But I mean, here's the thing: if Hyperliquid launches like DYDX launched, which was around 10 billion FDV, and then peaks at 25 to 30, I'm selling all my Hyperliquid tokens. And yeah, you guys probably aren't going to hear from me for like a week.
Yeah. I mean, it launched right here. Really, you probably could have sold it here, and then it went up a good bit, 2x.
People were really shilling you $26 DYDX tokens.
And then it went to 0.
This is the future for Hyperliquid.
Hey, if it goes to the same
The thing I've been thinking about is what centralized exchange are people going to use next after Hyperliquid's gone?
I don't know.
Don't know. You think it will be Hyperliquid forever?
I mean, define gone.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be controversial.
I mean, if Hyperliquid's like boarded
I
up,
said centralized exchange, and you didn't bite, so my sort of plan ran out the window already. So I didn't really have anything else lined up after that.
I'm choosing to take your joke in the literal sense. So
okay, fair. I mean, I think it will do well. I think my main issue is people calling it like the next like best thing ever or whatever.
On-chain Binance.
Yeah, that just cringes me out because it's impressive. Like the tech is impressive, but it's not a decentralized exchange. Like it is literally run off like 2 servers in Tokyo, which is fine. Yeah. But like, don't call it a DEX. It's just not a DEX. And then all these validators, there's no way the validator code actually validates anything. The code is all closed source, so you can't even like inspect it. It just runs like a binary, which I'm sure just basically forwards the logs over to their 2 supercomputer validators they've got running in Tokyo. Anyway, rant over.
No, it's important to ask, and I think the other important part too is that a lot of the market making that they do to keep their liquidity pool hedged is done off book. So that part is
the thing is, I was saying all of this in a chat, and I think it was Blue Candle who was like, "Yeah, all true, but how much money are you going to make off that opinion?" And I was like, "Fuck off." So he's got a good point.
There's no token to short, so
exactly. And I don't think I ever would short it because I think, to be honest, I think the reason why it's got a good window to launch now is because it's probably the first thing people might actually believe in tech-wise for a very long time. So I think it probably does well.
It is one of the only like tech plays that I think has some legs. Is the Hyperliquid airdrop.
Well, it's in a sea of dog shit. Something's got to stand out, hasn't it?
Yeah,
so.
it's the truth too. Like it's funny, but it's literally true.
Yeah.
You know? I like that we're in that FVG, Tucker, and we've taken out that cluster from the last impulse up. Yeah, study that.
This is the generational bottom. This is probably the last time you were able to buy Bitcoin under 70k. Oh, you can even buy it under 70k. Under 71k then is right now. We'll never revisit these lows.
So your financial advice for the audience of thousands watching is to open a 200x leverage long with a stop below 70k?
No. My financial advice to all these people watching is to load up Phantom and buy Sully, the meme coin, on Solana. It's a great coin.
You have to be the loudest mascot for your own bags, right?
Yeah. Well, it's my own cat, so
Chimp, you own like 98% of the supply, don't you?
No, I got like 8%, and I put it all in a pool. And someone started saying, "Did you sell?" And I was like, "No, it's just in a pool." Yeah, I've got a because Bitcoin exclusive though. If you want to hear it,
Yeah, go ahead.
This is ethically shilling because it's I think you should be able to shill coins as long as your viewership is like $1 per viewer, and it's currently at 50,000 market cap. So we'd need 50,000 viewers for it to be.
I have to advise against showing a 50K ticker on a stream of thousands of people.
You don't need to show it. You don't need to show it. You just need to believe in it. That's the beauty about it. There's no chart for Sully. It's just love for the cat.
Just love.
Chimp, I hope you know people are literally gonna start buying it like right now.
Yeah, good. Great choice. Great choice.
Chimp is gonna dump on them. His 8%. The pool is gonna suddenly show 0.
I've never sold, never will. I have to save my supply for the inevitable Binance listing down the road.
I mean, I'm looking at the chart right now. It kind of looks like someone just took some profits this month.
I know.
But
I think all the people I shilled it to gave up on me. I'm not gonna lie.
I haven't sold it.
Good. King. I wanted to start basically the because Bitcoin Alpha is that the Sullyverse is gonna be expanding soon. The dev is deving. There's gonna be real world projects tied to it. Can't speak anymore. That's the little because Bitcoin exclusive. Okay, I'm done. I'm done shilling my Pico Cap gem on your show.
I mean, it's a cute cat. I'll give you that. You know.
Yeah.
And I'd rather buy something that you're the founder of, because Tommy knows where to find you. But
yeah, true. Yeah. What coins are you guys interested in that aren't BTC? Because I'm not being funny. I haven't looked at the Bitcoin chart in about a month probably. I need some lower cap gems. I'm not talking about 50K though.
You want some absolute dog shit vaporware is what you want.
Right? Yeah. Don't pull up Andy either. I've given up on Andy.
Chimp.
Sorry.
He said chimp. Retardio and Moo Chimp. Retardio and Moo. Both.
I'm actually pretty bullish on Moo, man. I mean, the price action's been difficult and stubborn lately, but that wick, the on-chain wick, is getting filled, brother. That is destiny.
800 mil.
What is Moo? What is that?
What is Moo?
Hold on.
He doesn't know.
Here's Moo. You've seen this meme everywhere.
It's the bull market mascot.
Yeah, it's the bull market mascot. That's Moo.
Oh, it's that. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Why is he cross-eyed there?
I don't know.
Just like its holders.
I love how he has pictures of himself on his wall.
I wish this would show the.
You do too, don't you? Behind you, Max.
Yeah, I identify as Andy now.
Good chart. What else?
How's Sol looking today? Not to be boring, but I am assuming it's just pulling back with everything.
Yeah. It's a little green against ETH.
But you've got that mega demand right below where we're at right now, Tuck. Right there.
You just can't lose like 160s.
But I don't even want to figure it out. We're good to go, man.
I don't even want to see this though.
I wouldn't mind a little deviation.
I would like to see that. Front run it.
Is the Sol strength because of the casino effect, or what is that?
AD says, I just smashed my TV in front of 30 guests at my party because ETH rugging. My wife just took our crying kids and said they're all spending the week at a hotel. This shitcoin has ruined my life.
Max, look at this one.
That's a great tweet,
no,
man.
That one's rubbish.
I might need to tweet that out right now.
You see this one, Max?
Oh, it's Sully rugging. Thanks.
No.
Way to go,
coin.
champ.
Great coin. The road to 100 million market cap will be beautiful. That's what I'm going to say. This is financial advice. Don't do research.
His coin is a 10x levered bet on Chimp's social clout.
Yeah.
True. That's a very sophisticated way of putting it.
Which is rising, is it not, Chimp? Which is rising.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're on the up.
Oh, you're almost at 1,000 followers on Twitter. Wow.
I know, that's 10% to the cycle top.
I said I'm selling everything when Chimp hits 10K.
Oh
Okay,
my
hang
God.
on. We're gonna get Chimp to 1,000 right now, guys. We're gonna get Chimp. We're gonna get Chimp to 1,000. I'm pausing this right now. I'm pulling this up. I want Chimp at 1,000 right now, guys. This is Chimp's account right here.
Good.
Chimp's at 980. He needs 20 more followers. You guys can easily do that. All right.
Totally could have pulled up another account, Max. And
I know I should have.
Wait, scroll down 2 seconds. Scroll down to one thing. Cute cat.
Where, Chimp? I can't find it. What do you? There he is.
Cute cat.
Oh my God.
Guys, how is he not at 1,000 yet, guys? I don't understand what's happening.
Being chart until 1,000 followers, I reckon.
I don't understand what's happening right now, guys. Do you need the link? I mean, I can drop the link here. Like,
I'll drop it, Max. I'll drop it.
Get the man to it. Get the man to 1,000.
Degraded.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand what's happening. Get him to 1,000.
Wow.
11 more. Come on, guys.
89.
Guys, the Chimp Alpha is unmatched.
It is. It really is. I'm basically like an amazing counter signal. I think I've lost every single trade for the past 2 weeks. So
you need people like that. You need them.
True.
993. Come on, wow. 7 more people, guys. He's a great follow. We got plenty of people.
Replies, Max. Click on replies.
I don't know about that.
Just scroll.
What if I don't make money? What if I just want to be right?
The W in WIF stands for 0. Is so good.
I just put my pump fund investment chart into log. It might be over.
998. Come on now.
I believe him.
999. 1,000. We're at 1,000. He's at 1,000.
Wow. Thanks,
Champ, 1,002. Congratulations.
Wow, 1,002. Wow. It's so nice to be spending such an important moment with you guys.
He's a 4-figure CT influencer now. Look at
this is maybe more euphoric than when I proposed to my girlfriend last month.
Thanks for running up, Chimp, guys. That was really nice.
Thanks.
That was real nice.
Oh, you just pulled back up the retardio chart, Max. It's green, brother.
Energy. I like it.
It's green.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's green on the day.
You've got a hater, Chimp. Who is this guy? He wants everyone to unfollow you now?
Freaking.
It's so over. It's so over.
It's over. It's done.
I believe it.
Wait, Chimp, before what you're about to say, Max, can we get a puppets take right now?
Before Chimp gives that take, I would just like to say Chimp dumped his puppets on me first time around.
That is true. That is true.
I kind of did. I'll be honest.
I know. I wasn't lying. You did. You shilled me.
Didn't you buy his puppet?
Tom, I thought Snorlax did, didn't you?
I did.
Tommy.
Yeah. I did, so I could make a joke to Chimp, and then I sold it like a week after.
Wait, hold on. We should be able to pull up the puppets chart. Hang on. We need to. I mean, this is the most important chart in crypto for sure. It's not even close.
I feel like I'm more bullish on puppets now than I was. I don't have any, but I feel like I'm. I don't know. I kind of went off owning NFT / ordinal type things. I just think they're kind of quite inferior to just coins. So yeah, I mean, it definitely helped a lot, but I don't know.
I agree. I was just gonna say I sorry to cut you off, but
No.
it's harder to sell and flip JPEGs on Bitcoin. I kind of like that about it, but
yeah, I just think they inherently have a ceiling at the moment. NFTs. I'll call them ordinals are NFTs, so I'm just going to call them NFTs for ease. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's just they seem to have a ceiling, and until maybe another one breaks it, I just don't see it happening again. I mean, to be honest, I think punks and apes went so high because they were new tech, whereas now it's kind of they're almost a bit. I don't know. They're kind of a bit of a joke now, and maybe that changes, but I don't know. They seem to have a ceiling that they can't get past. But yeah, that's my take. I think
What do you
good.
think about that?
I think good trade for a few X's, but I think you can make way more on just coins. So yeah.
Dude, the chart looks pretty good here. Like I did just buy another puppet recently.
Yeah.
I feel
Honestly, the bullish thing about puppets is that it's hard to sell them because they look so cute. And funny. They're cute and funny, and I hated selling mine, but I had to. So
it's
I think
good
that's another
Bitcoin
bullish
beta,
thing.
man, because it's like if Bitcoin is going to go crazy here, there's going to be an Ordinals collection that goes nuts.
Yeah.
And I think this is the most cultish, but it walks that fine line of being cultish versus freakish, where it's a
Mhm.
good cult, but it doesn't have that weird schizo energy entirely, but just enough for people to feel like a certain allegiance or connection to it where they don't want to sell it. And also, like Tommy said, the thing about it is like it's actually hard to sell. Like Bitcoin is terrible tech for doing transactions. Like it's awful. It takes like an hour. It's
Yeah,
not good.
I think that's why runes will never take off personally, unless there's a legitimate like layer 2 that makes it quicker to sell. I just don't see runes taking off personally compared to NFTs or ordinals.
I agree. I think I think you won't really see NFTs or ordinals pop off until you see wealth effect on majors start to occur more meaningfully. I mean, that's what happened in 2021. A bunch of people got rich in ETH when it marked up from $89 to like $4,500. And it was after the crash in the summer that NFTs started really popping off because people were looking for a way to spend that ETH. But I think, when Bitcoin is going to trade higher this cycle, ordinals will do well. And I agree with you, Chimp. I don't think runes will ever have any staying power. Why would you trade runes on Bitcoin when you can just go to Sol and the exact same thing, way easier and way less frustrating?
Having said that, though, if they can do the thing that Pups did, where you bridge, some over to Sol, and it's almost like an execution layer, then I mean that's potentially a use case I can see. But then, is it really a rune, or is it a Solana coin? It's in a weird middle ground, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think Pups did well because obviously Puppets had a lot of staying power within this cycle, and they ran up really high by market cap. Like a top 10 NFT or maybe even top 5 NFT at one point. So Pups was a way for people to speculate on puppets without having to be able to afford one.
Yeah. That chart was crazy.
We should probably
I
draw.
feel more insulated buying puppets now with like a clear bottom formation. For me, it's like I rely so much on TA. It's like I like that we're trying to carve out a bottom here, and you can see that listings are actively dropping.
Yeah, listings are
the supply available on exchanges are actively dropping. So I'm like, think if Bitcoin goes to 150K and this floor even reaches, 0.8 or 0.12 or 1.6 or something like that, right? It's because you're denominating in the floor is obviously denominated in US dollar terms for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin goes up and the floor rises, and you're really just juicing it's the same thing as normal NFTs, right? But there's going to be a Bitcoin collection that goes crazy. My bet is just Tommy's going to be right, and this is going to be the one. So, and if it goes wrong, I'll blame Tommy and Venmo request Tommy. It's fine.
Puppets are better than node monkeys for sure. I think node monkeys kind of just tried to ride the wind of punks in a way with the sort of pixelated, quite similar art and sort of taking itself quite seriously. Whereas I think puppets are kind of it's a very novel thing, and the art is just crazy. So yeah, I think if it's going to be one, it will be this one.
Milady's on Bitcoin. That's the thesis.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, it's kind of cleaner than Milady's because it doesn't have all the associations that Milady's have.
True. I need the founder though to stop diluting the collection. I will say that. And then playing dumb about it.
Yeah.
I like.
He's Dutch as well, so that's another reason to be bearish.
European dev.
Yeah. Well, actually, I can't say that otherwise. Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's the show for today. Tommy, you want to take us out?
Yeah, I can take us out, guys. All right. Shout out to Chimp for coming on the show, guys. Make sure to follow him if you haven't already. Let's talk about a few of our products before we officially wrap up the stream, guys. The first thing we want to highlight is BB Terminal, which is a best-in-class product for data syndication, data aggregation, and much more coming soon, right? It's designed by traders for traders so that you guys can have a pristine tool that you can use throughout this cycle. So whether or not you're an active trader like me, you love the derivatives aspect of it, you can get heat maps, open interest data, and a myriad of other useful data. There is going to be a utility for you to be able to use on this platform, right? Just like if you're a DGen, we have our DGen section coming soon. Terminal will soon be your go-to for this cycle as we continue to build it. So make sure to check that out if you have not already. And we were nice enough to package it with our Discord. So if you were looking to pick up the BB Terminal at a discount, if you're looking to pick up the Discord at a discount, this is your opportunity to do so. I mean, we talk all the time about how much value our subscribers get out of the Discord. I mean, look, like you get a lot of our thoughts on Market Check. Sometimes we give a it's very alpha focused show. Sometimes we have a bit more fun on this show, but the Discord calls are all business, right? We talk to our subscribers for about 4 or 5 hours every single day on these calls. So they are always getting our real-time updates, not just on the market and the chart, but as we're seeing it and how we position. So check that out. It's linked in the description below. Of course, we also have an SEC registered hedge fund now. So maybe you're not interested in the Discord or the terminal, but you're interested in allowing the team to manage money for you. Check out BB Wealth Management, guys. That is a digital asset focused fund that manages its assets in a way that looks to capture the asymmetric history for upside returns in this asset class, while also balancing the investment risk posed in any market. So becoming an accredited investor or LP is something that interests you. Once again, we have more information linked in the description below. Don't forget the BB Academy, though, either, guys. I said yesterday, I'm going to say it again. It was great to hear a few people on the Andy and Wolf space a few days ago talk about how much the BB Academy has been helping them. We love to see that. We have free courses for you as well, but you get the full comprehensive product by paying, and it's, in my opinion, completely worth it, right? I mean, how often do you get to learn from so many different traders and how they approach the market, how they analyze things, and ultimately how they trade and view the market? It's an invaluable resource, and I really think we have it available for you guys at a great deal. So check that out as well. More information linked in the description below. Whether or not you are trying to hone your educational base or reach trading mastery, there is a spot in the Academy for you. Of course, if you enjoyed Market Check today or really any other day this week and you want to tune in again, we will be live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are live every Monday through Friday whenever the New York Stock Exchange is open. So make sure to check us out, as well as Market Talk, which is hosted by the legendary King Wabi. It's a Twitter space done through our Because Bitcoin Twitter account. And we will update, of course, we will schedule those spaces ahead of time. So make sure to stay followed and subscribe so you can be notified, not just when we schedule them, but of course, also when we go live. Wabi has absolutely crushed the market over the last few weeks. So definitely make sure to tune in for his show as well. But that's it from us, guys. We hope that you enjoyed the show today. Happy Thursday. Happy Halloween. Some spooky price action today, unfortunately, but we will see where we are trading, of course, tomorrow, and of course, where we're trading next week. But until then, guys, thank you again. And as always, stay safe.